Okay, so this video will be a little bit of a rough one, but I was asked for this quite a few times after my review of the Lenovo P2, since a lot of people saw it as a kind of, let's say, possible deal breaker, and they asked me if I could maybe try a few pictures or maybe a comparison with OpenCam. So I want to do this today because I was asked for it. And first of all, I want to quickly take a look at a few more that I did with the regular cam app today because the weather was a little bit better, so maybe the pictures would be a little bit better. So this right now is still the usual camera app, the standard one by default. And I will give you a little bit of a comments, but just don't expect too much. I will just briefly go over it. But as you can see, better weather did make a difference, because I have to say pictures now look noticeably sharper. But just keep one thing in mind, I will raise the sharpness of the video afterwards in post by 30%, just to keep it on the same level as I did in my review, because this is something that I generally do all of my videos, so keep that in mind. Because if I would have left that away, it just wouldn't have been the same way. It's not fair in both cases, but since I do that, just keep that in mind. But as you can see, autofocus still was a little bit flaky, but you can get better results this time. I didn't need tap to focus all that much, so it's actually not bad. I have to say, it's not a great camera after all with the default cam, but with better weather you can definitely get some nice okay shots from it. So as you can see, not all of them are great, but they are definitely not as extremely bad. As I already said though in my review, because I said weather was bad and it was bad for the last 2 weeks then I had the device. Today I was a little bit more lucky, so we get some, I would say, nicer shots. But let's get back and actually talk about the important part here, pictures with open camera, because this is, I get, what people want to see. And I did try it. It's in 4:3 as well, same quality, so everything is on the same terms, so there shouldn't be any differences. What I have to notice though, the main differences of open camera and the standard app is that usually what the default app does is focus before the shot, and what open camera does is you tap and then it focuses. So that's why a shot takes a little bit longer. But as you can see here, you get a nice amount of details here. Of course, here not always it's perfect, because this is sometimes, but of course it's a small object. But as you can see, this is actually a completely respectable shot. And here once again, and this is actually without any tap to focus need, because I have to say, even though open camera takes a little bit longer because it kind of goes a little bit slower, focuses in, focuses out, and then gets the perfect sweet spot. But therefore you can actually say that the autofocus works way more reliable. It's still not perfect, as you can see here, always on smaller objects. But I gotta give it to it. The app does produce better shots, not always, but as you can see here, it can. And it still doesn't make this, I would say, meh camera to a great camera, but definitely a decent camera. Because of course, we also profit now from the better weather, but better weather. But as you can see, shots are okay. This is a really small object, and of course, it didn't get grabbed. But with a tap, I have to say, this is actually surprisingly detailed and sharp. I did not expect this to turn out that well. And here once again, so this is actually quite okay. Not really any complaints. So I guess to almost get to the conclusion already, if the camera was a deal breaker to you from judging the pictures that I've taken in my review, I have to say, with better weather, it actually doesn't become so much of a deal breaker. And with open camera, which I think still doesn't have the nicest UI, I don't think this is a deal breaker anymore. These pictures for this price range, especially considering what the device offers otherwise, are in my opinion absolutely okay. This is okay, yeah, here it's a little bit overexposed in the background, but I gotta say, sharpness got improved a lot, overall exposure, and it doesn't seem all that, and especially the autofocus worked way more reliable, so not bad. Okay, as you can see, selfies sometimes in harsh lighting situations didn't turn out so great, but with normal ones, I have to say, especially some like these, we got a lot more added sharpness. Not quite overall, but it definitely got noticeably better, especially in low light. I gotta say, yeah, this is fine. So not that bad. And even low light shots with artificial light, as you can see here, yeah, not always, but it's okay. It's okay. So let me know what you think actually. But I think this with these cam, which I just don't like using third-party apps, but if a device needs it, I can get past it. And here's a video, and I will leave it in the full length, so just so you can see that, and then we can actually end this video. I gotta say, here the difference is not that big in terms of overall quality. It's still kind of the same, and you can also see that the autofocus is still a little bit jumpy. But I guess I didn't really use this app on so many devices, so I can't really say. But especially here, it can actually produce some way higher sharpness, and yeah, it's a little bit of a jumpy autofocus. But I guess maybe because Open Camera is a quite flexible app, I'm pretty sure you can tweak that maybe how jumpy the autofocus is. But I gotta say, footage looks noticeably cleaner. It was very, I would say, washed out on, or really be odd with the with standard camera. You can see this in my review, but this is okay. I think it makes a little bit of a more noticeable difference, especially in terms of the experience when using the camera for pictures. For videos, not that much, since my main gripe is still a little bit this way too nervous autofocus. But maybe I move a lot, and of course there it just has to jump a lot. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. So this is where I want to end it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is it now a better camera? Is it still a deal breaker for you? Because of course it's not a great camera. And I've just compared it yesterday with the Moto Z Play. And yes, the Moto Z Play made better pictures. So keep that in mind. But in the end, I gotta say, yeah, it's definitely not a deal breaker anymore. If I check some pictures now, this is absolutely decent. Still, for the price range, we have seen better cameras and some better cameras on lower end. But it's fine. It's fine. But let me know what you think. Okay, this would have been it. Until next time. Bye.